Okay, today I'm going to be doing a honest review on the Turtle Beach Recon controller for Xbox. So just going over some of the basics of this controller, we're going to start off with the materials. And the materials are all plastic and some rubber. Kind of rubber, not thick rubber. The analog sticks do have a little bit of rubber on them, and then everything else is very plasticky. And with this controller, and the main reason why probably a lot of people are going to be buying it, is these programmable buttons on the back. They're actually not too bad. The placement is not my favorite, so if I'm holding it like this, and I'm going to be playing like this, my fingers on the back, they aren't quite there. They kind of rest. So my fingertips kind of rest below down here, and I just kind of have to click it on the side, which isn't that comfortable for me. I think that is probably one of the major flaws of this controller, is just the placement of those. But even though my fingers don't really hit in a good place on these buttons on the back of the controller, it is very comfortable. I actually do really like this controller. They say that these are non-sweat handles. I don't know about that, but they are very, very comfortable. And it reminds me of just the classic Xbox controller. It doesn't feel like anything wonky, and it's very easy to get used to. The buttons and the analog sticks remind me a lot of an older controller. The right one is a little bit more stiff than the left one, which I thought was interesting. The D-pad is really squishy, don't love that. And then these buttons, they're similar to all Xbox controllers in the past. I saw a lot of people complaining about the bumpers, and they're not great. I don't have any issues with them, but you know, it's whatever. The triggers are fine. You know, they're just kind of a hard stop. They just feel a little cheap, but I do like the grips on the back. I think that's nice. You know, you don't want your fingers slipping when you're trying to get into a gunfight or something like that. So if you're using this for Xbox or PC, it's going to differ a little bit on how you use all the buttons. The chat button doesn't work on PC, and then the volume, I haven't tried it on the Xbox, but for the PC, it's like a separate volume thing, so it doesn't actually control the volume on your PC. It just has its own volume. And of course, all these buttons up here, the EQ and the mic monitoring and the super hearing sound, or superhuman sound, excuse me, are all only going to be available if you plug in your headphones at the bottom. Okay, so I went ahead and plugged up my Razer headphones, and honestly, the superhuman sound I thought was going to be a gimmick when I first got this controller, but it's actually really surprisingly good. I play a lot of FPS games, a lot of Call of Duty, some Rocket League, and for the FPS games and hearing the footsteps and stuff like that, the super hearing sound or superhuman sound is actually really good. It makes the game not sound amazing, but it really picks up those footsteps and stuff like that. At the top of the controller, you can see that you have different selections for the different items at the top. And when you cycle through using mode, you can connect to the different ones. Your mic monitoring, which allows you to hear yourself when you're talking to your friends in the chat, which is, you know, can be good. Your EQ is just the game equalizer, kind of putting in more bass, taking away bass, things like that. Your controller over here, so you can press mode and go to your controller. That is going to be able to allow you to program your buttons on the back. There's a guide actually that tells you how to use all these different things that comes with your controller and what all the little buttons are for. Definitely recommend keeping this out on your desk or wherever you're playing games, and you can be able to reference that when you need to. The last two features on this controller is an automatic mute button, which I thought was pretty nice. And then you have the Pro Aim Focus mode, which is a little wacky. You can select it and have different programs to be able to press back here as like a sensitivity clutch. So if you want to press the button, it slows down your sensitivity so you can snipe better, or you can turn it up really quickly if you want to turn on somebody, things like that. And I was also surprised by the ergonomics of this controller. It's really comfortable. The sticks are very clicky, and I really do like that. And the springiness of the analog sticks, they feel cheap, but I really do like the way they feel, surprisingly. And then the super hearing sound, I also thought that really did help me be able to hear more footsteps and things like that. And I honestly still play with keyboard a lot, but I actually plug my headphones through this controller just so I can get that equalizer. I really do enjoy that feature a lot. So if you're looking for a controller under $100, if you're wanting to kind of take your gaming or your competitiveness to the next level on your FPS games or things like that, I think this is a good controller for that range. If you're looking to spend, 150, this might not be the best controller, but in that $60 range, I think it's definitely one of the best. So overall, I would recommend this. It is kind of cheap, and yeah, it's probably gonna break in a year. And yeah, it probably will get stick drift before a year, but it's only 60 bucks. They go on sale regularly. I got this one for 40, and you can just replace it, and it's no big deal. I think it's just a great gaming controller that if you're not too serious, and if you want programmable buttons and stuff like that, it's a really good starter controller. If you like this video and you want more videos about controllers and other tech stuff, feel free to click this video right here, and then that will take you to another video. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.